Hello and welcome to another Baggie Brothers video. We're talking all things Albion, and today we're going to be talking about a few transfers around the club as well as some other news. But before we carry on, please make sure you like, comment and subscribe on all content discussed in this video. Let's start off with some of the signings that we've made. We've got Castro on a 2-year deal, and we've got Matt Clarke in on loan from Brighton. How do you feel about our two signings at the moment, Ads?
Well, Castro, I hadn't actually heard of, if I'm completely honest.
I don't think anyone had.
Did the usual, you go on with like the internet, have a look round.
Yeah.
And from what I've seen, he's a big boy. He's 6'3", and he's a very attacking midfield minded kind of player. He likes to do his skills. He reminds me a bit of Eze from Palace. He likes to go past people, go forward with it. From what I've seen. He's had trials at Arsenal and Chelsea, but yeah, he's done well on his trial for us, and he's obviously got a 2-year deal. So best of luck to him. And obviously the other lad we've got him on loan, haven't we, now for a year? I think that. Do you think that's because of the way that Ismail wants to play?
Yeah, well, you were saying to me just before we started that Ismail sort of favours a back three, and obviously if we've got, the likes of Ajayi, Bartley, who we'll get onto in a minute, O'Shea, and we've got Keeper, it couldn't hurt to have a couple of other people to bring into rotation, because obviously it's going to be a long season in the Championship. At least, there's 46 games. Some of those centre-backs may end up playing all of them. So you want to make sure that you've got enough rotation around them so legs don't get tired, as well as obviously, the option, the possibility of some cup runs as well. Like, you could be hitting upwards of sort of mid-50s fixtures. So yeah, got to get some. Not that I think we're going to do particularly amazing in the cups, but let's I'm happy with him signing. So again, you were bringing it up. He's been on loan at Derby for 2 years, and he got, was it Player of the Season?
2 years on the trot, and before that at Portsmouth as well, and he got Player of the Season there. So he's obviously a player that people think very highly of. I know Derby didn't have the best of campaigns last year, but again, you can't blame that on one player, can you? As we all know.
Well, if he had 2 years, you think the year before when they had was the year before when they had Frank?
No, they finished 10th. No. They finished 10th the year before that.
Yeah.
So
yeah, but that's that's still a good campaign, and obviously it's numbers. It's competition to go up against the first team. So hopefully, hopefully it'll be a good loan. And is there rumour that it could become like a permanent thing, or is it just strictly a loan at the moment?
The only thing I saw the other day was we were potentially signing him for 5 mil. So I don't know if that's part of the deal. Right. We can sign him for that at the end of the loan. I thought it was going to be a permanent move, but it's a loan option. So yeah, there might be something at the end to say if he plays well, we can sign him like we did with Pereira.
Yeah. See how he gets on. And as for Castro, I mean, I'm excited that they're signing young, talented players. I mean, what is he, 19, 20 years old?
Yeah, he's 19, turns 20 in August.
Yeah, he's a puppy. He's going to have bags of energy with him. Hopefully he'll help bring something to the team. Also rumoured to be signing Trevor Chalobah from Chelsea, who I did read was not part of Tuchel's, or Tuchel's, I don't know how to say his name, part of his plans. Tuchel, there you go. And he was on loan at Lorient in the Ligue 1 last season. Made 29 appearances, so obviously had some decent amount of games to him. There was no evidence of that he did well, but he 29. He's had a year playing good quality football for an average French team. So
yeah, I mean, I've not seen much of him. I don't watch French football, if I'm completely honest.
I've seen it a couple of times.
Yeah, I just like the fact that we're getting a few numbers in. Obviously, we were all a bit worried that we've got Livermore and Sawyers, and that was it in the midfield. Now we've got obviously Alex Moa, we've got
Castro,
and potentially Chalobah. So we're building the numbers, obviously.
Yeah,
which is good.
Be nice to see a couple of other names maybe in the hat as well, but that's all good. As mentioned though, with Kyle Bartley, there is a rumor that he's going to be going to Crystal Palace for 3 million.
Yeah. I put a post on Insta. I can see why it makes sense for the club because of his age. to get him off the books. And obviously, we've just brought this other new young lad in. But he was one of our better players, like especially in the second half of that season. And he took that captaincy and wore it well, didn't he? Played with pride every single week, and yeah,
he's a leader. He's a leader in the dressing room. We spoke about it a lot last season that we didn't have leaders, and he is essentially, again, one of our only leaders in the dressing room. For me, it seems like he'd be an important person to keep around, because obviously Moat's been brought in. He was the captain at Barnsley, so maybe he might be being made the new captain, but that's going to be another leadership role. For me, keeping Bartley makes more sense than selling him, but if it's the only way to cash in on him, and they do want to cash in on him, it does make sense.
I'm not even sure how long he's got left on his deal at West Brom, if it's just a year or something. So we might be looking to get him off the books just to get a bit of money in to reinvest it in the squad, maybe.
Yeah, maybe invest in some slightly younger, experienced centre-back,
Yeah.
Or maybe he's going to, take a plunge for someone like Gary Cahill on a free and get some of those lads in. That'd be nice.
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah, I don't think there's any other transfer rumoured stuff. We did play a closed doors match with Salford, which I think was good. Pereira was part of the team, which...
He looks lovely in that new kit. I think he should definitely stay.
It suits him. I don't think he'd look good in like
any
a red and white kit, or a red kit, or a blue kit. The blue and white suits him to a T.
The only other kit I think he'd look good in is the Brazilian one. But apart from that, I think the blue and white stripes suit him.
Yeah, no, I hear you there. But, good to see that he got some game time, whether that means he's going to be sticking around and being part of the plans, but at least he got to play, which is great. Moat played. You said he got some youngsters as well involved, which is good to see that he's bringing through some of the young talent at the club.
Yeah, from what I've been reading, he's been putting a lot of them in training as well. A lot of them are training with the first team. So maybe this would be a coach that wants to give the youngsters a go. I mean, we've got some talented youngsters. Our under-18s got to the semi-final, wasn't it, last year of the FA Youth Cup? So we've obviously got bags of talent there. With a lot of them have just signed new deals as well. We've been seeing over the last few weeks. So yeah, if we can start bringing some of them in, it doesn't cost us any money, does it? And hopefully we can develop them to be good players.
Yeah. No, completely agree. If there's any that do shine out above them, I'd say just get them into the first team. It helps with some of the numbers issue that we've got. Saves us having to spend extra money on people in the transfer, window, and we can maybe put more money aside. So if they find if Owen Windsor plays particularly well, or Jamie Sewell, or whoever in the pre-season, it's like, let's give them a chance in the first team. Then they could arguably save themselves, 6 or 7 million for a striker and put it into another area, which would be handy. And as you say, centre mid's one that I think a lot of fans are probably a bit like, can we get a few more centre mids in the team? Because
we've obviously got them too. We've got Sawyers and Livermore. Whether Livermore's part of the plans, I have no idea. He's been pictured a lot. I don't know if it's time for him to move on, maybe. But yeah, we did ship quite a few out, didn't we? Obviously, going back to the youth, we've shipped out Harper, Edwards, Field this season, Lecco the season before. All young, promising players.
Do you think that was just down to the people that were in charge? Because obviously we got rid of Lecco under Slav, and then two of them, you got Harper and Field both went under Sam. Or did they? No, they might have gone out under Slav as well.
No, they went out.
No, they were Sam. They were Sam, weren't they? Yeah. They were towards the end. And then, I mean, in terms of them going out on loan and then making those moves. So, they'd been told by previous managers they weren't part of the team, which is a shame, because I imagine if they'd stuck around, they would be part of Ismail's plans, because, like you say, he's a fan of youth players, and those were certainly some of the talented ones. But if it means that there's room for the new blood to come through, and it means we've got some nice youngsters in the team, I'll take it.
It's always nice to see youngsters, some of our own, coming through and singing the songs, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. It's great. They'll all look great in that kit.
Yeah,
they'll all look great in that kit.
It's growing on you, isn't it?
What's that?
That it's growing on you, isn't it? That kit.
It is growing on me. Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't. I'm not. I mean, I say it every year. I don't ever really hate a kit. There are some that I prefer over others, but there's none that I'm like, oh, this is disgusting, because they've all got that lovely badge on them.
Yeah,
but that I don't know what everybody's complaints were with the kit at the start with, but looking at it, every time I see it in a new photo, I just keep thinking like, I don't look too bad actually.
It's growing on me. It is growing.
Once we get a couple of wins in them shirts, people will be forgetting that it looks slightly like a Blues top or an old Blues top, and we'll all be running to the club shop to go and buy them.
Yeah.
So there we go. I guess the only other thing in terms of West Brom news, sadly, obviously, the news has come out about Michael Appleton, that he's been diagnosed with testicular cancer, one of our former players. So obviously sending much love towards him, as I imagine a lot of fans are, and hoping that everything with the surgery goes as planned and it's all nice and routine, and, you know, he doesn't have cancer anymore.
Yeah, and he's back managing for Lincoln and stuff and developing as a coach like he was.
Yeah. So yeah, much love to him. Hope it all goes well. I mean, it's an elephant in the room, ads. The Euros. It's not West Brom related, but we probably should have a little chat about it.
Yeah, I think massive.
You over it yet?
No, well, my hangover now. Yeah, massive congratulations to the boys for getting to the final, and
of course,
one of our players being part of it, and Sam Johnson as well, fully deserved to be in that squad. It was a shame on the day. It could have gone either way, I think. And penalties is 50-50, isn't it? But
yeah, it is a bit of a luck thing. But
we're taking steps in the right direction, isn't it? Semi-final of the World Cup, then final of the Euros. So hopefully they can go on to win one. And
yeah. Well, I've been having I imagine like you have as well. I've been having a lot of chats with football mates about it, and obviously we all watched the game, and it was a bit like such a shame. Like the first 3 minutes were like such a high, and then perpetually from then on, I just kept getting more and more anxious. My heart was going mad, and then obviously, it goes to the penalties, and
I think we scored a bit too early, didn't we?
Yeah, well, no, well, I don't think it's that we scored too early. I think it's that we got complacent too early.
Yeah,
we played the second half like we'd won, and that was the issue, I think. But yeah, like you say, we can't be anything but proud of the lads for bringing us joy for the last 3 weeks and making us believe that it's coming home. You know.
Yeah, 100%.
And you know, statistically, semi-final, final could win the World Cup. But let's not cross too many fingers and toes.
It was nice to have a winning mentality, wasn't it? And to see wins like we've been with West Brom for the last year. So it was just nice to get to a cup final, and it's nice to live it, wasn't it? And to all those idiots online, I hope they all get lifetime bans for everything that they've come out and said over the last few days, because it's just not right. It's not what should be. It's 21st century now. Let's move on and let's educate people.
It's never been okay, but to come out and be that ignorant towards stuff, and to just have that mentality when a number of the England first team are black and playing fantastically, who I imagine they're cheering on when they're doing well, and the second it goes wrong, they just turn into hateful idiots. So some people need educating, and I will put a link actually down in the description. I found one of my friends online shared a change.org petition that we'd like everybody to obviously sign, which is to try and get bans for people that are racist, because it's like you say, it's the 21st century. Grow up, really. It's just completely unnecessary in this modern day and age. So if you wouldn't mind signing, that would be great. I think that's just about everything. I'm still a little bit heartbroken, I do have to say, though. I'm still a little bit heartbroken.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I can't really remember the last bits of the game. I had to rewatch them the morning after.
I was starting to get drunk, and the second Italy scored, I sobered up like that. It was like someone chucked a bucket of cold water over my face. It was like, no, and heartbreak. There we are.
It hit me the second day. That's when it hurt. The head was hurting and the heart was hurting. So but no, well done, boys.
Yeah, once again, super proud of the England team. They did a great job, and let's hope it continues. Well, thanks very much for watching. Like I said at the start, if you wouldn't mind giving us a like and a subscribe if you enjoyed the content, put some comments down below if you've got any questions about what we discussed, or if you've got any thoughts on anything. And I guess we'll see you in the next time. Cheers, guys.